All right. So what I'm going to do first is give everybody an understanding of what's going on with Melania Trump, Donald Trump, and this woman named Amanda Ungaro. So let's start right here, and then we're gonna move on because there's a possibility that this Amanda woman that is about to or was about to expose everything about Melania Trump and Donald Trump may be missing, but we'll talk about that in a second. Here's some background on what's going on.
We're starting to learn a lot more about why Melania Trump did that unplanned, unannounced, and frankly, unhinged press conference on Thursday. We've learned now that it was most likely Amanda Ungaro's post from earlier that morning that triggered Melania. Here's what Amanda said. Hello, Melania. I was around you for 20 years. You knew I was inside ICE, and you know what hurts after all this time? I stayed close to your family, your mother and your father, not because of you, but because of them, at events and everything else. So shut your mouth when speaking about me, because I will expose everything I know. She went on to make even more powerful statements. I have nothing left to lose in my life. I will tear down the entire system. Be careful with me, bitch. I will tear down your corrupt system even if it's the last thing I do in my life. I will go all the way. I am not afraid. Maybe you should be afraid of what I know, of what you are and who your husband is. We'll take legal action against you and your PDF husband. Look, I'm sure a convicted felon like Donald Trump.
And of course, the husband that she speaks on is Donald Trump. And I've talked extensively about the Sasha Riley files and how the things that Sasha Riley said, all we really need is a little bit of confirmation on whether Sasha Riley is telling the truth or not. We all believe him, but what if somebody that was actually around all of that came out and said what Sasha Riley talked about is true? That would literally be the nail in the coffin right there, because Amanda has been around these two for 20 years. So she knows everything.
Has accusations like this leveled against him all the time. But what makes Amanda's accusation so critical is because of who she is, what she knows, and what she's been through to get this pissed off. Just for a moment, let's put ourselves in Amanda's shoes. What could possibly motivate her to threaten the most powerful couple in the world with some of the most heinous crimes imaginable? Well, here's the answer in a nutshell. Her ex-boyfriend, Paolo Zampoli, a very close friend of Trump, had her deported so he wouldn't have to pay her child support payments. And this nightmare began for Amanda in June of last year when she was arrested in Miami on fraud-related charges tied to a spa where she worked at, and she pleaded not guilty. The evidence they used against her were videos they say they found on her phone. Very sketchy. Here's how Amanda describes that experience. Officers came into our home at 6 in the morning, pulled me into the hallway in my pajamas with my face turned to the wall, and took our passports, she said. They handcuffed me and my husband in front of my son, who was also taken to the station. Because he's a minor, I had no one to leave him with. Amanda.
And for those who are like, well, I know all this already. You talked about this. I'm just catching other people up that probably don't understand or know the characters in this story. So just hang out and make sure to hit the thumbs up button and drop your city in the chat. Let me know where you at. Everybody, drop your city. Let me know where you at.
Was then transferred to the Louisiana ICE Processing Center, and she described it like, I felt we were on display like meat at a butcher shop. And at the time, she was going through a
This man called ICE on his own kid's mother.
Infamous Paolo Zampoli, who we're all learning so much about, and his modeling agency and his ties to Donald Trump. And it was reported by the New York Times that it was Zampoli who contacted a senior ICE official and informed them that Amanda, his ex, was on an expired visa. Now keep in mind that Zampoli at the time had the position of U.S. Special Envoy because of his relationship with Trump. So he was very well connected, and he was enraged by the fact that Amanda was requesting the courts give her full custody of their son, a decision that could have resulted in years of child support payments. So while Amanda was in custody from her original arrest, she gets picked up by ICE and placed into federal custody, where she remained there for 4 months until she got deported to Brazil, where she remains there as of today. According to reports,
imagine you having a custody battle with the mother or the father of your kid. And next thing you know, you go to jail for 4 months because of the custody battle, not because of anything that you did, simply because you having a custody battle. Now, custody battles are a lot because the main reason, and I just want to, and I don't want to be on anybody's side. I'm just having a conversation. The main reason for custody battles is for what? What is the main reason for custody battles? Why are you like demanding full custody of the child that you share with another person? Why do you want full custody of the child instead of sharing custody with the person that you share a child with? Not control, money. Exactly. Money. So just keep this in mind. This Amanda Ungaro woman is after the money. Okay. And I'm not saying she's lying or anything like that. It's always about the money when there's a custody battle. Now, not narcissist. No, because that man still has the right to his own child. It's always about money. So the custody battle is about money. Okay. So I just wanted to keep that right fresh on your mind. This woman is about the money, because what happens is when you get full custody of the child, you then can put the other person on child support. When you got split custody, nobody pays child support. So whenever you hear a woman or a man trying to get full custody of the child, most likely it's because they want to put the other person on child support. What's up, Angela? Just keep that in mind.
Her teenage son has been able to visit her in Brazil, but he remains in the US with his father. So just imagine, if you will, the furious rage and anger that Amanda must be feeling after having been separated from her son.
You're not separated from your son. You're put in jail. The jail part I understand, but being separated from your son, that's his son also. And I believe that sons need to be with their fathers and not their mothers. So you're not separated from your son. Your son is living with his father. It's not your son. It's y'all's son.
Just from her life for 4 months, and then being
from her life for 4 months. Like, that's not your son. You share that son with the other person. I don't like how people word things. And I'm just being objective. I think this Zompali guy is a piece of crap, and he works right along with the other piece of crap, which is Donald Trump. So I'm not on the Zompoli's side. I'm just saying.
Deported to Brazil, where she is now in a legal battle trying to get back to the US. And all of this was from a crazy ex-boyfriend who's helping the president cover up some of the most horrendous crimes of our lifetime. So not only...
I agree with that. I agree with that. That's what I'm saying. I agree. But the whole son thing is the thing I have a problem with. Everybody hit the thumbs up button. We had 100 more people that just came on in. Make sure to hit the thumbs up button to the new people that just came in.
Is she pissed off that she had to spend 4 months of her life in an ICE detention facility, but she was also placed there to stay quiet about Trump's crimes. And now Amanda has a team of lawyers. She's fearless on social media, and there's even rumors circulating that she'll be meeting with the House Oversight Committee. How does that saying go? Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned.
Okay, so let's go a little farther now. So now you guys have an understanding of what's going on. Let's go a little farther. We're going to go a little slow.
And Melania Trump back when they were in Italy. And as I make sense of how we got from Milan to the White House, I really started looking at both Paolo and Donald's business models. And it's very interesting because both of these men used the exact same architecture to build their empires. Paolo and Trump were nearly in stride with one another when it came to business. Once Paolo brought Melania to the United States, he founded ID Models, which he turned into an international modeling agency. And right around the same time, Donald Trump would create Trump Models, which he would attempt to turn into an international modeling agency as well. Another thing that Donald Trump...
So this is giving a little bit more background, and then we're going to get into the meat of all this. We're about to get into the meat of all this in 1 second. Just trying to give you a little bit more understanding. So now this is about Paolo Zampoli, and what does he have to do with Donald Trump and Melania Trump? He is the person that actually introduced Melania to Donald, and allegedly everybody was already smashing Melania because she was just a pass around girl, and Donald Trump fell in love with her while she was being passed on to him.
This old photo of Paolo Zampoli and Melania Trump back when they were in Italy. And as I make sense of how we got from Milan to the White House, I really started looking at both Paolo and Donald's business models. And it's very interesting because both of these men used the exact same architecture to build their empires. Paolo and Trump were nearly in stride with one another when it came to business. Once Paolo brought Melania to the United States, he founded ID Models, which he turned into an international modeling agency. And right around the same time, Donald Trump would create Trump Models, which he would attempt to turn into an international modeling agency as well. Another thing that Donald Trump and Paolo's business empire would have in common would be the real estate aspect. Donald Trump had the Trump Organization, which is how he built his real estate empire, and Paolo would work at the Trump Organization briefly while he was also managing ID.
And this is kind of like where Erika Kirk comes into this, because I have Erika Kirk in the title also. So Erika Kirk, as you know, she has a weird connection to next model management and also real estate. So these two focused on two particular things: models or modeling agencies, as well as real estate. All right. And that is kind of like where Erika Kirk comes into all this. Why was she in this modeling real estate world? Like, modeling and real estate are two different worlds. And these two are in the same world with her, in this weird world with her. So she's in it with them. Watch this.
Models after he had introduced Donald Trump to Melania. Donald Trump encouraged Paolo to create his own real estate empire, thus teaming up with Paolo to create Paramount Realty Group. So as you can see, they were very much in the same market when they were actively building their empires. Paramount Realty Group was a shamelessly exploitative business model. What Paolo would do is he would take models who were represented by him through ID Models and use them to help him sell expensive and luxurious homes. The reason that he did this is because
right there. So let me give y'all an understanding of models and luxurious homes in Atlanta. For those who live in Atlanta, put a 1 in the chat if you live in Atlanta. If you live in Atlanta, you know that the most beautiful women in Atlanta are in the real estate. The most beautiful women in Atlanta, black women in particular, white women also, are in the real estate. And whenever I am talking to a woman and she's beautiful and she says she does real estate, I'm like, oh my God, she's probably selling ass. And I might be wrong, but that's my thought process, because modeling and real estate actually go hand in hand in the underworld. Okay. In the underworld, real estate and modeling goes hand in hand because it's an exploitive world. Because what happens is you get a beautiful woman selling $1 million house, and that millionaire man or millionaire couple comes in wanting to check out the house because they have money and they have enough money to buy this house. So the woman is eye candy to the millionaire wanting to buy the house. And what ends up happening is, instead of buying a house, he buys her. And that is how the scam or the play actually works. So imagine me, I want to go to Texas and say I'm worth $10 million, right? So I'm looking at different places or whatever, right? So next thing you know, I get teamed up with this agency that hooks me up with this Melania looking woman, right? And then she shows me this house. And as she's walking through the house, of course, she has a little skimpy dress on. And I'm looking at her ass. And I'm like, are you single? And she's like, well, I'm your real estate agent. I can't be your real estate agent and be flirting with you. Well, forget about all that. Are you single? I want some of that. And she's like, well, we can work something out, because she knows he has the money, because he has already pre-qualified himself for this $1 million house. So she has access to a multitude of millionaire men due to the fact that they have pre-qualified themselves for these $1 million houses. So it's literally something that goes hand in hand. So I'm giving y'all an understanding of the underworld and how it operates. Real estate and the P word, because that's really what it is. Real estate and the P word is what this is, and not real estate and modeling, because modeling is just a nice way for the women to sell ass, or for the men to pimp the women into selling ass, or coerce the women into selling ass. So for some women, it's a way to make money, and for other women, men are exploiting them. Okay, all right. So I just want to give y'all an understanding of why these two worlds keep colliding, because it's about selling booty. It's not about selling houses. So they're not selling houses; they're selling booty.
Very much in the same market when they were actively building their empires. Paramount Realty Group was a shamelessly exploitative business model. What Paulo would do is he would take models who were represented by him through ID models and use them to help him sell expensive and luxurious homes. The reason that he did this is because he believed that young, beautiful models would sell more than buttoned-up professionals. Despite both Paulo and Donald Trump raking in tons of cash between both of their modeling ventures and their real estate ventures, which sometimes had.
And the thing about it is, when a man starts chasing after the woman that is trying to sell the house, and the woman is connected to you, now you have access to that guy in a lot of different ways, right? So it's a win-win-win for everybody.
Crossover, they were regularly being sued for not paying their models appropriately or not paying their models at all, and just keeping the profit that the models make that are signed underneath them for themselves. Both ID models and Trump models would be expected to socialize around wealthy and powerful friends of both Paulo and Donald, under the guise of it being an opportunity to advance their career. And in reality, Donald and Paulo were just exploiting the access they had to these young women.
And this is where Jeffrey Epstein comes in. I'll say his name one time, Jeffrey Epstein. So I don't want to confuse anybody. So I'm going to call him Jeffrey Epstein from now on. But, we'll talk about Epstein. This is where Jeffrey Epstein comes in at. The exploitation of women. So what happens is the $1 million men start being more interested in the women, or the guy who has the women, compared to the real estate or this deal or that deal. So the guy that has all of the women is going to have all of the rich friends, because men love beautiful women. All right. So that is where Jeffrey Epstein comes in all of this, because we're about to go in there also.
ID models and Trump models, everything was very shady from top to bottom. Exploitation at every avenue, including when these young girls were just trying to do the jobs that they signed up for, model, work with photographers. Just for one example, we can use the photographer Terry Richardson, who was hired to specifically work for Trump models, but is fairly well known within the modeling industry. Here's a photo of Terry Richardson and Ivanka Trump, which will probably send shivers down your spine when you hear what Terry Richardson has been accused of. Back in the early to mid 2000s, I believe it was 2004, there was a 22-year-old model who was brought from Spain to New York City to work for Trump models. She would unfortunately go on to be SA'd by Trump models photographer Terry Richardson. And horrifically, Terry Richardson would photograph the entire time that he was violating her. This young model, who literally came to the United States because she believed she had a chance at having a modeling career. Also recalled other employees cheering on Terry as he violated her, and some were even taking out their cameras and taking photos as well. The morning after this 22-year-old model was violated by Terry and other employees at Trump Models, she reported this to a manager, and she was told by the managers at Trump Models that Terry Richardson's behavior was common, and due to his prominence in the industry, she should overlook what he did to her and continue to work with him. After this.
Okay, so now that you got an understanding of the way the underworld works and all of these connections and who this Amanda Ungaro is and who she's been working with, now we can get into the good stuff. So now drop the rabbit hole emojis in the chat. Drop the rabbit hole emojis in the chat. That's a picture of a rabbit and a picture of a little black hole. So drop the rabbit holes emojis in the chat. And of course, hit the thumbs up button for all the new people who just got in here. And when I say hit the thumbs up button again, I'm talking to the people who just came in and not the people who have been in here already. All right. So when I repeat it, it's because a new crop of people just came in and now they're watching, and I have to remind them, just like I reminded you, to hit the like button. All right, here we go. This is where it gets crazy.
Bestie of 20 years, Amanda Ungaro is unleashing holy hell on X, and with good reason. Here's how it started, and here's how it's going.
That's her.
Because Amanda Ungaro spent 20 years in Melania's inner circle. A woman who was even a UN ambassador is currently threatening to torch the entire administration from an iPhone in Brazil. Amanda Ungaro was there for it all. The Mar-a-Lago New Year's parties, the inauguration, the private UN galas. She was the partner of Paolo Zampoli, the man who literally introduced Donald Trump to Melania. They met when she was just a teenager and he was 32. But when the relationship went south after 2 decades, Zampoli didn't just call a lawyer for custody. He weaponized the full force of the federal government against the woman he called his wife for 19 years to win a custody battle over their American-born teenage son, Giovanni Zampoli.
Now, what's crazy about this is these guys are smart, even though they're terrible people, but they're smart. He or a lot of these dudes, they get women from other countries, okay? So Amanda is from another country and he never got her citizenship here, which means he never married her. So he's not married to her. So she's not his wife. He's just a longtime girlfriend. And the reason why he never married her is so she won't get citizenship here, just in case something like this happens. Because in a man's mind, including me, we have to look at what the worst case scenario is if me and this woman break up, if me and this woman split up, i.e. prenuptial agreements and, stuff like that, right? Because usually when you have a baby with somebody or you marry somebody and y'all start hating each other, now you got to deal with court and all this other stuff. So what Paolo Zampoli did was, from a business standpoint, he never married her so she wouldn't have citizenship. And what happened actually was pre-planned or predestined. So, and I'm not saying it's right. So because she's not a citizen, she started with all this custody battle stuff. He was like, oh, I'll just call ICE on your ass. And then that's what he did, because she was somewhat an illegal alien or something like that. So whether right or wrong, he used the weapon he had to go after her, and she used the weapon she had to go after him. So sometimes it's all in fair in love and war, or it's a terrible thing. Either way, because I just want to say this, and this is not taken up for men. A lot of times the weapon that women have, which she did not use, I'm just saying that, is he hit me, he beat me, he's a narcissist, he did that, he has a gun. And next thing you know, the guy goes to jail and he didn't even do nothing. And one of the reasons why a lot of times women say all these things, say the man didn't do it, because sometimes the men do it, is to get a record and, a police record on the guy, because when there's a police record on the guy, she then can file a restraining order. And when there's a restraining order, she can easily now go to the courts and automatically get full custody of their child. Why? Because there's a restraining order and there's proof or evidence, I would say, that the guy is a terrible person because of the restraining order and because she called the police on him. So now that puts the woman in a position where she's just like, ha, 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 ha. I can, just like that, get full custody of the child and put your ass on child support. And the man didn't even do anything. So what the Zampoli guy did, he did the male version of that. He's like, oh, you trying to play with me? I'm going to call ICE on you. All right. So to a certain degree, whether right or wrong, all is fair in love and war. I'm not saying one person is right. Both people are wrong when they call the police on the other damn person. This is the father and mother of your children, and people be calling the police on the other person. So I just want to let y'all know and give y'all understanding of the objective side of all of this.
Paolo allegedly coordinated a hit with a high-ranking ICE official named David Venturella and his fellow Kennedy Center board member, Pam Bondi. The result, Amanda was arrested in Miami on a manufactured charge involving a single photo of her hand resting on a laser machine. She was held in ICE detention for 3 months, then deported to Brazil without trial. He kept his seat on the board next to Pam Bondi. He kept his title as presidential special envoy. But then he went too far. A Brazilian court ordered the child returned to his mother, and in total defiance of international law and a direct court order, Paolo Zampoli reportedly snatched the boy from Brazil and fled the country. Amanda has now filed a formal kidnapping complaint. She has nothing left to lose. Amanda is on X right now, posting at Melania saying, I will take legal action against you and your PDF file husband. She says that she was put on the Jeffrey Epstein plane for the first time when she was 16 years old. Her agent back then, Jean-Luc Brunel, the man who co-ran Epstein's modeling agency and then offed himself in a French prison before he could testify. Sound familiar? Amanda says she has all the receipts, photos, physical abuse, proof of millions in insurance fraud, evidence of government bribery. My question is Amanda Ungaro's silence for sale, or will she choose justice over her own personal interest? She's telling the First Lady to shut her mouth because she's about to expose everyone. This isn't a custody battle anymore. It's a thermonuclear threat.
We have updates on the Epstein whistleblower. She spoke over the weekend in a new article, The Woman Who Knows Too Much, an interview with Amanda Ungaro. She does say she will testify in front of Congress. She's painting a story that might lead people in the right direction to look at some more Epstein associates, how Trump and or Melania may have been involved. So last week, Melania Trump issued a mysterious 6-minute statement from the White House podium in language couched in legalese, denying that she was friends with Jeffrey Epstein, threatening those who would tell lies about me. Now, we know who that person is. That's Amanda Ungaro. Now, Amanda Ungaro does have an axe to grind. She was deported. She's in a custody battle. Now, that doesn't mean she's lying. Just some of the bullet points. After she was deported, she's in this custody battle. The child is in New York. She brought the child with her, and then the child ended up wanting to fly back to see him, and that's where he is right now. She claims that she has known the Trump circle for years, attended both inaugurations as a guest with Zampoli. She disputes parts of the official story on how Melania and Donald Trump met, says she witnessed highly compromising interactions. We don't know what
Michelle, I thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you saying that.
those are. Won't we like to know? Ungaro alleges Zampoli managed visas for models, enabling them to work while undocumented. She says she tried to contact Melania about her deportation, but was told Melania was aware and did nothing. Now, similar story going on with Caroline Levitt, how Caroline Levitt has a family member who was deported, calling her out. So are these just, unique incidents, or are they using the deportation model? Is it like if you know Trump, you can get a fast line to get somebody deported? I mean, it sounds horrible, right? This is what's kind of going to be complicated. Is that she's giving interviews in different languages. It's being translated. It's probably making it a little bit harder for people to share, but it's not like she wasn't at the inauguration, right? This isn't just a random person making claims. The question I have about what Ungaro knows is, does she know of any abuses that took place? Is she able to tie them at all to Melania? The question being, as Melania came to the United States older, did Melania do any of the type of work that Ghislaine Maxwell did? The trafficking, the recruiting, scouting of the abuse. Did that take place? We have to remember, this is insane to talk about with regard to the First Lady of the United States of America. I mean, do you remember Michelle Obama? Remember the big problem was people were upset that she wanted kids to eat their vegetables? Like, what are we talking about? This is an insane conspiracy, and we've got people literally willing to say, hey, I'll testify on this. When's that going to happen?
We have breaking developments regarding Melania Trump and Jeffrey Epstein and their possible relationship, along with Paolo Zampoli and Amanda Ungaro. This morning, Courier released a new interview with Amanda Ungaro, who has made explosive allegations about Melania Trump, about her ex-partner, Paolo Zampoli, and more. Let's go through some of them. If you recall, Zampoli called ICE to get Ungaro deported. She was asked about that by Courier. Her reaction? Well, she said that she tried to reach Melania Trump through contacts, that Melania was aware of the situation but did nothing. Ungaro goes on to say, quote, her reaction was one of indifference regarding what was happening to me. It seemed to me that Melania, together with her husband, has a pact with Paolo Zampoli. Paolo constructed a false narrative, claiming that he was the one who introduced Melania to her husband. And not only do I know...
And remember, earlier I played a video talking about how Donald Trump and Paolo Zampoli knew each other they knew each other for like 30 years or whatever. So they're best friends. So whatever Paolo Zampoli wants, Donald Trump is going to give him because they're best friends.
This isn't true, but everyone knows it isn't true. Now, both Melania and Zampoli have both denied it. When asked about Melania's relationship with Epstein, Ungaro says that everything made no sense. The whole thing felt strange, made no sense. It was as if there...
This just in, a new way of healing is sweeping the country, and it's a card game called Like Mother, Like Daughter. This game is powerful.
My favorite question was, if you could parent me all over again, what would you change? This card game has a mother deck and a daughter deck, so we both have questions for each other.
These are some good questions.
Do you think I'm a people pleaser? If so, where did I get this trait from? This card game actually helped my marriage, and the questions showed me that I still had unresolved issues with my mom, and I was taking them out on my husband.
If you don't do anything else, buy this card game. You won't regret it. Click the link below.
Like mother, like daughter, we are the same. You'll see when we play this game.
Just a reminder, Mother's Day is coming up. It's almost May. It's like April 20th. So make sure to get your mother-daughter card game. Get your mother-daughter card game while supplies last. I'm telling you now, the rate in which my card games are selling, I'm probably going to sell out by Mother's Day. So make sure to get your card game, okay? This mother-daughter card game has 2 decks in it. It's a mother deck and it's a daughter deck, and it's meant for the mother and the daughter to have a fun, loving conversation with each other, and it's a fun card game to play with any mother and daughter combination. So get your mother-daughter card game while supplies last, because when I sell out, I'm not going to have more card games probably until after Mother's Day. So get your card game. The link went, the site crashed last night. I don't know what happened, but the site is back up and everything's good. So hit the link. The link is under this video and the link is in the chat. Get your card game. Let's go. Mother's Day is around the corner. Don't wait until the last minute, because I will sell out.
The relationship had been pre-programmed, like a specific project that Paolo had meticulously architected, solely to claim the power and credit for having orchestrated their meeting. She went on to say that everything that is unfolding now was in fact part of their original plan. Now, Zampoli has denied being involved with Epstein socially or in business. Zampoli is currently a Trump official, by the way. Another one, can you characterize Melania's relationship with Zampoli? She says, Zampoli always portrayed himself as one who initiated the relationship. It always seemed to me that Paolo had some hidden leverage over Melania's life, something that kept her in his thrall. It was a business arrangement. It seems to me an agreement from which both parties stood to benefit. That's what Ungaro told Courier. I spent the past several weeks since Melania Trump came out and started talking about her relationship or lack thereof with Epstein and Maxwell researching this. And this adds a lot of color to what we've been able to find behind the scenes. I'll have more updates for you soon. Spread the word. Follow along for more.
Breaking news, First Lady Melania, Trump's biggest enemy, Amanda Ungaro, just gave her first on-record interview. And what she said could burn lives to the ground. She said Paolo Zampoli, Trump's special envoy, the man who had his baby mama deported, was a recruiter of girls for Jeffrey Epstein, allegedly. That's her claim, on record and in writing. This was never a secret in the New York fashion world. She reached out to Melania after her deportation. She says Melania knew, ghosted her, and hung her out to dry. She went on to say that Melania witnessed highly compromising interactions over the course of 20 years. She also says the story Zampoli tells about how Melania met Donald Trump, she says it's a bald-faced lie and that everyone in that world knows it. Now, it's pretty...
See, the reason why Melania and Amanda are beefing right now is because there's like a girl code, right? So the men have the bro code, but Melania did not speak up against her husband when her husband's best friend did this to her alleged best friend. So Amanda is like, I'm mad at you, Melania, because you could have told your husband, like, yo, we're not doing this, but you stayed quiet. And because you stayed quiet, you're my biggest enemy because I seen you as my biggest ally. So that's the reason why Melania and Amanda is going at it, because she's the ally or the only ally that she thought was going to take up for her, and she ignored her because she literally ghosted her. She literally wasn't even answering her phone calls, because you got to think about this. Think about this. Somebody puts you in jail, and the person that puts you in jail, you're friends with, right? Or you're friends of the other person's, you know, their mate. So your baby mama, baby daddy put you in jail, and you're in jail and nobody's answering your calls, but you called one person that you think you can get through to the other person because they're your best friend, and they ghost you. That's kind of like what's happening. Melania is enemy number one.
And what she said could burn lives to the ground. She said Paolo Zampoli, Trump's special envoy, the man who had his baby mama deported, was a recruiter of girls for Jeffrey Epstein, allegedly. That's her claim, on record and in writing.
Hold on, we got to stop right there because that's important to hear. Somebody says, absolutely, they stole her child from her. They did not steal her child from her. That is his child. All right? We need to stop this mess. That is our child. I wish I would have get a woman pregnant and a child is born and she turns around and says, you stole my child from me. That's my child. All right? So you ladies got to stop with all this her child stuff. That's their child. So it's his child just like it's her child. You might have stole her child from her. He's a father. Why do y'all do this? It's not your child. She gets on my nerves. I just want to say that. She gets on my last nerves because I'm a father. So I don't like stuff like that.
I'll have more updates for you soon. Spread the word. Follow along for more.
Breaking news, First Lady Melania, Trump's biggest enemy, Amanda Ungaro, just gave her first on-record interview. And what she said could burn lives to the ground. She said Paolo Zampoli, Trump's special envoy, the man who had his baby mama deported, was a recruiter of girls for Jeffrey Epstein, allegedly. That's her.
That part right there is huge. If she puts that out, it's over.
Her claim, on record and in writing. This was never a secret in the New York fashion world.
And when I say because she said it already, if she goes and says this in court, I think she's about to, or trying to, because I think she's gone missing. We're going to talk about that also. But if she testifies that, it's over. Because you could say it in the interview, but she's planning on testifying against Donald Trump and Melania Trump about that. That right there. Because nobody has testified against anybody yet. It's just in the files. But if somebody actually testifies as a witness, it's over. So that's the reason why Amanda Ungaro is so dangerous, because she can testify.
She reached out to Melania after her deportation. She says Melania knew, ghosted her, and hung her out to dry. She went on to say that Melania witnessed highly compromising interactions over the course of 20 years. She also says the stories Zampoli tells about how Melania met Donald Trump, she says it's a bald-faced lie and that everyone in that world knows it. Now, it's pretty well documented that Epstein punched the First Lady's time card a year before Donald Trump even met her. And don't take my word for it. Here it is, word for word from Jeffrey Epstein with receipts.
So I think he reads this, so don't worry about reading this. But if you want to read this, you can. But I'm just pausing it for a second, just in case if somebody wants to read this. I think he reads it after this.
The first time Donald had sex with Melania was on my plane. Little did he know I beat him to the punch a year before when I was at a party of New York's top models by Metropolitan Models. Things got pretty wild, and by the end of the night, I ended up almost naked in the back of a limo going at it with Melania. Now Amanda Ungaro is in Brazil. No passport. Son is in New York with that garlic braider who had her deported. There is an active arrest warrant out for Ungaro in Florida filed by a prosecutor who was exchanging emails with Zampoli. They tried to crush her. She's still breathing and still talking. She just told this outlet that she will testify before the House Oversight Committee. Will they give her immunity? Who knows? All we know for sure is that Melania gave that weird, shaky 6-minute speech denying her ties to Epstein. So First Lady Melania Trump's former friend and now sworn blood enemy Amanda Ungaro has now changed course, and it's getting weird. The woman who sat at Melania's inauguration table and then went scorched earth, Amanda was going to tear down the system. She called out Melania directly. She called Trump a PDF file and claimed that she had 20 years of dirt on them. Now those tweets, they're deleted. Why? Because corruption, justice, and victims have now seemed to have taken a backseat to, yep, you guessed it, money. When someone tweeted at her to speak up yesterday, her response was, for free? Idiot.
See, right here. So the reason why I brought up the money thing, the custody battle thing, because a lot of these things are about money. So even though I feel for what Amanda Ungaro is going through, this stealing my child thing, I think it's about money. And I think that's the problem with these situations. One person starts going after the money, and next thing you know, that can make you lose credibility, because is all of this about money, or do you really want to expose these disgusting people, or is it both? And this is the problem. It's looking like it's about money, because look what his tweet said.
Before the House Oversight Committee. Will they give her?
See, she's scheduled to testify in front of the House Oversight Committee.
Immunity? Who knows? All we know for sure is that Melania gave that weird, shaky 6-minute speech denying her ties to Epstein. So First Lady Melania Trump's former friend and now sworn blood enemy Amanda Ungaro has now changed course, and it's getting weird. The woman who sat at Melania's inauguration table and then went scorched earth, Amanda was going to tear down the system. She called out Melania directly. She called Trump a PDF file and claimed that she had 20 years of dirt on them. Now those tweets, they're deleted. Why?
See, now those tweets are deleted. Why? Has she gone missing, or is she waiting on the payday? So let me ask you right now. What do you think? Did she go missing, or is she waiting on a payday? Because this is the problem, y'all. This is the actual problem. If you're waiting on a payday, you don't have credibility. Like, we can't sit here and just say, oh my God, I'm a victim. You're going to pay me and I'll tell you about it. You know, and this is the problem. Thank you, Rachel, for the super chat. Thank you. And thank you, Rambling Rising. Hold on, let me read this real quick. Zamboli created a scenario whereas the mother is now in a country where the child understandably doesn't want to be in. It's foreign to the child, therefore alienating the mother, and that's abusive. No, I'm not saying one thing is worse than the other. I'm just giving y'all an understanding that both sides is terrible. And both sides do this. And in most cases, the guy isn't with a woman that is from another country, and he's able to call ICE on the woman. So that doesn't happen a lot. But both sides are evil. So in most cases, the woman calls the police on the man, and the man goes to jail. And then it's a play. You say the man did A, B, and C, whether he did it or not, that's not the conversation. It's about the play. You call the police on the man. Oh, he did this to me. He did that to me. Sometimes it happens. Okay. Sometimes it does happen. Next thing you know, he goes to jail. So she turns around and says, I fear for me and my son's life. Therefore, I want to get a restraining order taken out on my estranged lover or ex. Next thing you know, when you get that restraining order, you then can easily get, I don't even think the man has to go to court. You can now easily get full custody of the child because there's a restraining order. So next thing you know, boom, you now get child support from the guy, and you don't even have to let the guy see his own child because there's a restraining order. And you don't think that's a terrible thing? You don't think that's messed up? You don't think that's evil? It's a play in a lot of cases. So the only thing that happened with this situation, the guy ran the play. So if you look at the guy as this terrible person, you got to look at these women as terrible people also. And that is all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. We got to look at both sides as evil, not just one. This is war. Just like Iran is getting stuff blown up and another country is getting their stuff blown up. This is what happens in war. Stuff gets blown up. So I'm just saying, in war, there's no love in it. It's all fair in love and war. And that's all I'm saying.
Because corruption, justice, and victims have now seemed to have taken a backseat to, yep, you guessed it, money. When someone tweeted at her to speak up yesterday, her response was, for free, idiot.
See right here.
Listen, we are the company we keep. In this case,
what is that? Are you going to testify? And she says, are you crazy? For free? So what do y'all think about that? What do y'all think about that? She called somebody an idiot for doing something for free.
Someone tweeted at her to speak up yesterday. Her response was, for free, idiot.
So right here, y'all tell me, Paolo Zampoli is a really bad guy. Yes. But she's with him. She's seen things for 20 years and never said anything. So doesn't that make her a bad person also? See, I need you ladies to just think about the things that y'all are saying. Paolo Zampoli is a terrible person. I'm agreeing with you. Donald Trump is a terrible person. But you can't sit here and say Paolo Zampoli is a terrible person and then don't say Amanda Ungaro isn't also a terrible person. She was with this terrible person for 19 years. So he's the only terrible person? She literally said, I know where the bodies are buried. She literally said, I've seen Paulo, Melania, and Donald Trump do the most heinous things. And she isn't a terrible person? If I hung out with gangbangers and I seen them do drive-bys over here and drive-bys over there, and I don't say nothing, and I'm hanging out with these gangbangers, and all these people in my neighborhood or my city are dying, I'm not a terrible person either. I'm hanging out with these guys. Ladies, why do y'all do this? Because I'm talking to y'all. Because y'all are in the chat like, oh my God, Paolo Zampoli is a terrible person. Give her child back. Oh my God. No, that's their problem. That's their child. And they are terrible people, not him. That is his child just like it's her child, and she is a terrible person just like he is a terrible person. Why do y'all look at him like he's a terrible person when she been with him for 19 years, ladies? Why do y'all do this? How is she the victim? Oh my God, I'm the victim. Yes, he called ICE on her. Terrible. Yes, she went to jail for 4 months. Yes. But she could have left him. She could have not had a child with him. Her child is 8 years old. 8, not 19. That means she was with this piece of crap man for 10 years before she had a baby with him. Why didn't she leave then? Why do women always leave after the baby is born? Was it a play to have a baby with him so she could put him on child support? And he simply fought back and said, no, you ain't finna do me like this. I know the play. I'm gonna go to war back with you. Somebody says, have you ever tried to leave a man? Let's talk about leaving a man. It takes 20 years to leave a man. Because I understand it might take some time to leave a terrible man. But 20 years? Well, 19 years? I'm just rounding up. Someone says 19 years isn't after the baby is born. It's 8 years after the baby is born. Why did you have the baby with a terrible man in the first place? So let's take away 8 years of the 19 years. All right? Because that's when the son was born. So before the son was born, it takes 10 years to leave a man? And then 9 more years? Ladies, I'm not that person that's just going to sit around and agree with y'all and everything y'all say. I'm not that type of person. I'm objective. I look at the man and I look at the woman. So Amanda Ungaro is a terrible person, just like Zampoli is. And this tweet is proof. I need everybody to look at this tweet right here. Somebody says, and it's a woman. So a woman says, Amanda wants money. She doesn't care about victims. She's lost credibility with 2 words, for free. And then Amanda comes in and says, really? For free? You idiot. And Amanda isn't a terrible person? See, I'm not just going to turn around and just victimize a woman just because she has breasts, just because she has a vagina. No. I'm going to look at things for exactly what they are. Amanda calls this person an idiot because she's like, for free? Are you an idiot? I'm not exposing these people for free. Oh. And a woman said this. Amanda wants money. She doesn't care about victims. She's lost all credibility with 2 words, for free. And I totally agree with that person. But my question is, do y'all agree with her? Why is a man always this terrible monster and the woman is always this innocent little victim? Oh my God, she's a little bunny rabbit. Oh, she's an innocent victim for 20 years. She's this little bunny rabbit. No. So we can move on, but I need y'all to understand that I'm not one of those guys that's going to paint every woman out to be a victim just because she's a woman. She's a piece of crap, just like he's a piece of crap. Now we can move on.
Listen, we are the company we keep. In this case, you've got this gorgeous Brazilian model tethered to an ugly, universally reviled slime ball like Paolo Zampoli, who introduced Donald to Melania, Jeffrey Epstein's good friend. But the part that's truly disgusting is that while she was sitting in a Miami jail, Zampoli reportedly dropped dime to a senior ICE official to flag her expired visa. They snatched her up before she could even post bail. Yep, the mother of his child and partner for 19 years. When you lie down with dogs, you get fleas. So don't give me the babe in the woods routine, Amanda. From where I'm sitting, Amanda Ungaro does not seem interested in saving anyone but herself.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right, so it looks like we're not getting any.
Exactly. Exactly what he said. So I want to make sure if y'all want to screenshot these tweets.
I'm
y'all
sitting.
can.
Amanda Ungaro does not seem interested in saving anyone but herself.
So if y'all want to screenshot this, or you know what, let's look at it. Let's look at it. Let's see what it says. Women, be careful of who you have children with. See, that's some victim stuff. Women, be careful of who you have children with. Your life can turn into hell. You was with the man for 10 years before you had a child with him. And maybe he turned into a monster after the child was born. I don't know. But women, be careful of who you have children with. Why didn't you leave before you got pregnant by the man, ma'am? Then she says, I was abused. I was held captive, even with my passport. Everyone asks why. I'll tell you now. Everything was done so I wouldn't leave my 8-year-old. I'll tell you now. Everything was done so I wouldn't leave my 8-year-old. So 8-year-old soul is what confused me. So in the hands of a crazy drug addicted man. Well, ma'am, you had a baby with a crazy drug addicted man. And guess what? That is his child too. So why did you have a baby with a crazy drug addicted man? Why did you stay with a crazy drug addicted man for 19 years? So why did you have a baby with a crazy drug addicted man? And then why did you stay with a crazy drug addicted man for 20 years? You see how women just love, well, I ain't gonna say women, this woman loves just being a victim after her own doing for 19 years. Oh my God, be careful of who you have a baby with. Ma'am, you might want to be quiet because you sound crazy. All right, let's go to the next one. It's just crazy. These victims, these perennial victims. It hurts other victims when fake victims try to come out and act like victims, and when they are not. They're co-conspirators. This woman is a co-conspirator. Next one. Are you already aware of the situation? Do you fully understand the extent of the information I possess regarding you and the individuals associated with you? I strongly advise you to consider the seriousness of these matters, any actions taken against me or attempts. And then it says show more. All right, let's see if there's another one. I think it's one more. Okay. I will tear down your corrupt system, even if this is the last thing I do in my life. I will go all the way. I am not afraid. Maybe you should be afraid of what I know, of who you are and who your husband is. But you have to remember who you are also, Miss Ungaro, Amanda. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? We have to have that conversation also. Who are you? You are not going to come on this internet acting like a victim after being with a man for 19 damn years, and you have an 8-year-old son. You could have left before the son was born. You could have left when the son was 2. You could have left when the son was 5. What happened? And at the same time, people are calling you out saying that you don't care about victims. You were waiting on the payday. What are we doing here? Amanda Ungaro herself said, for free? Are you an idiot? She said that. Just for the record, she said, are you an idiot? You think I'm gonna do this for free? She's trying to get the money. So,
all right, so it looks like we're not getting any more information at this time in regards to Melania, Amanda Ungaro, and the Epstein of it all. She is pausing. Now, this is coming from Anthony Andrews, who was in direct contact with Amanda Ungaro. He's over on X, and he's letting us know that Amanda Ungaro has paused because she's overwhelmed. I personally think that the administration got to her, and so did Melania. When Melania came to the podium, and either one, they either threatened her, they're paying her off, or they said, you'll never see your son again if you keep going. That's my own personal opinion. But we will not be hearing any more information at this time about what Amanda Ungaro knows about Melania and what Melania knew, or what they all knew about the Epstein files, the survivors, what they knew, what they didn't know. So at this time, we're just going to speculate because that's all we have to go on. But yeah, check out Anthony Andrews over on X. And we're not getting any more information at this time other than Amanda Ungaro has dirt and she's not giving any of it to us.
and that's my problem with this. I'm not against Amanda Ungaro. I'm just asking, why are you waiting on a payday to expose these disgusting people? Like, there are victims out there that need to hear from you because you are a special individual in this whole situation, because you are or were best friends with Melania Trump. You've seen everything. So why are you doing this? And somebody said, I'm against her. Yes, I am against her. And I'm explaining the reason why I'm against her. This woman is holding information that could take down this whole organization. And she's refusing to talk until she gets a payday. So yes, I'm against this damn woman. Do you know how many victims that don't have voices because they're unknown and nobody cares about them because they're nobodies? This woman has been around Trump and Melania for 20 years. She is somebody. She is the one person that can bring this whole situation down. And she is refusing to come forward. But she threatened to come forward, but now she isn't. And she said on X that I'm not doing anything for free. Her words. For free? Are you an idiot? And we're like, ma'am, free the victims. Forget about doing something for free. The free that needs to be talked about is freeing these victims from these disgusting ass people. But she's concerned about the other free. I ain't doing this for free. You got to pay me. But what about freeing these victims? What about that free? And that's the problem that I have. When people start doing shit for money, I start looking at them with the side eye. I don't know. Shout out to Rambling Rising. I don't know because I've only filed one restraining order and it was valid. So your hypothetical doesn't generally apply either. Just because you filed a restraining order and it was real doesn't mean another woman filing a restraining order is not real. So I don't know what this has to do anything, but and sorry that you had to file a restraining order and sorry for what you went through. But what does that have to do with somebody following a false restraining order? I personally know at least 5 women that file fake restraining orders on men. Personally. So I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm sorry for what you had to go through. Rambling Rising. Money can provide safety, security. That's why. Okay, but look, I'm just going to say this. you can do whatever you want to do for money. And I'm talking to Amanda Ungaro, but I'm not on your side if you only doing this for money. I understand women care about money, but that means you are prioritizing money over helping victims. Because guess what? Amanda isn't even the victim. These young, voiceless women are the victims. Amanda is just going through a custody battle. And he may have put his hands on her also. But I want you to think about all the women that she stayed quiet and watched actually get victimized. What about those women? So for those women who are just watching right now saying, oh, Mr. Let Go, you don't care about victims. No, Amanda doesn't care about victims. I care about the victims. That's why I'm doing this live stream today, because I have a problem with her withholding information that can take this whole organization down. So I have a problem with Donald Trump. I have a problem with Melania Trump. I have a problem with Amanda Ungaro. And I have a problem with Palo Zamboli, what the hell his name is. I have a problem with all four of these damn people. So I'm just sitting back trying to figure out why this hell is this woman withholding information until she gets a damn payday. And there were reports that this woman may be missing. And I'm still looking into that. But from what we're seeing from her own tweets, it looks like she's missing because she's waiting on somebody to give her a payday. So has she gone missing on her own, or is she gone missing because somebody is after her? It could be one or it could be both. So I believe in having an objective conversations. And this woman can definitely be a victim. And I'm not taking away her victimization. But it looks like she's putting her victimization and her ability to help other victims on a back burner until she gets her hands on some money. So that's my issue. That's my issue. Actually, let's do this.
Traumatizing event this young woman would.
I'm going to drop the link if anybody wants to come up and we can have this conversation, because I think this would be a good conversation to have. So I'm dropping a link. If you want to come up, it'll say StreamYard. Actually, let me say this. So put a 1 in the chat if you would like to come up on the show and join this conversation. Put a 1 in the chat if you would like to join this conversation and come up with me and talk with me about this. Put a 1 in the chat if you would like to come up and have this conversation with me about whether Amanda Ungaro is a terrible person or is she just a victim, or is she both? Because she could be both. I see her as a terrible person that is also a victim. But I just dropped the link. It says StreamYard. If you want to come up, hit the link and come up and let's have this conversation. Because I'm not afraid to have these tough conversations. Because one thing I'm never going to do is just look at a woman and just say, just because she's a woman, she's an angel or she's a little Easter bunny. No, women are not Easter bunnies. They're people. So I'm going to play a commercial. And if you want to come up, hit the link and make sure to show your face so I'll know that you're an actual person. Because I would love to have this conversation with a lot of you.
Everybody hit the like button. 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 If you got something to say, drop it in the comments.
Where y'all at? I dropped the link. Who wants to come up and have this conversation? I just dropped the StreamYard link in the chat. Come on, ladies. Come on up. Come on up, ladies. Let's have this conversation. Don't be scared. I think this will be helpful to everybody. Look at what she's going up against, though. Be for real. Okay, well, why is she talking then? Okay, I want y'all to think about this. Rambling Rising, where are you at? Come on up, Rambling Rising. Had this conversation with me. She says, look at what she's going up against, though. Be for real. Okay, why is she going on Twitter talking crazy then? Why is she going on Twitter talking crazy if she's afraid for her life? You can't have it both ways. I'm confused. If she's scared, why is she talking shit?
First Lady Melania Trump's bestie of 20 years, Amanda Ungaro, is unleashing holy hell on X, and with good reason.
See? She's unleashing holy hell on X for a good reason. Why are you unleashing holy hell on X, and then when the rubber meets the road, when the shit hits the fan, you're something's different? I'm just confused. And why have you ladies not hit the link? Fellas, ladies, whoever. So I'm playing a commercial and I want somebody to hit the link and let's have a conversation.
This just in, a new way of healing is sweeping the country, and it's a card game called Like Mother, Like Daughter. This game is powerful.
My favorite question was, if you could parent me all over again, what would you change? This card game has a mother deck and a daughter deck, so we both have questions for each other.
These are some good questions.
Do you think I'm a people pleaser? If so, where did I get this trait from? This card game actually helped my marriage, and the questions showed me that I still had unresolved issues with my mom, and I was taking them out on my husband.
If you don't do anything else, buy this card game. You won't regret it. Click the link below.
Like mother, like daughter, we are the same. You'll see when we play this game.
All right, so nobody came up. Nobody wants to come up and have this conversation. And I understand why. Because some of y'all know that y'all were wrong. This woman is a piece of crap. Just like Polio, what the hell his name is a piece of crap. Just like Trump is a piece of crap. Just like Melania is a piece of crap. All four people are pieces of crap. I can't use my face. You don't have to show your face, Rambling Rising. Just come on up. Like, you could come up here like this. Let me show you. You could be like this. See? So you don't have to show your face, Rambling Rising. You could be like this. All right? You could be like this. But say yes or no if you want to come up. Because if not, I could move on. But if you want to come up, I'm waiting on you. So you don't have to use your face. You could come up and you could be like this. Just don't use your camera. Hey.
Hey.
How are you?
Good.
All right. So let's have this conversation. What are your thoughts on all of this?
I feel like she was a victim. She was brought on when she was very young. She was very vulnerable from a country where she probably didn't have the means that now she has become accustomed to. And so she went into this relationship. The child is actually 16 years old. He's not 8. You keep saying that he's 8, but he's 16. And if you look at a lot of different scenarios with women, we don't normally see who we are with until we are well into the relationship, is when we actually see who the person is and when they see who we are as well. And so she could have been already well into the relationship by the time she was already tied into all of this, is what I am guessing from what I've seen. And by that time, she was too deep into it. And so now you saying that she is not going to do it for free, I wouldn't do it for free either, only because she's coming up against somebody who's very powerful. And she's going to need security. I mean, she's bringing down a lot of people.
Okay. I understand that. So let me ask you this. What do you think my stance on this? What is your perception of what I am saying?
I feel like you're saying that she is selfish for wanting to do this for money as opposed to just doing it for all the victims. But I do understand that. Definitely. Like you should just want to do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. But when safety and security is a concern, then money could help her protect herself in the aftermath of what she is willing to expose.
Okay, so what if she doesn't get the money? Is she just never going to say anything? Is she just on Twitter selling wolf tickets?
You also got to put yourself out there to get the money.
Exactly. So you can't just get on Twitter and be like, "Oh, I'm going to tear this whole thing down," and then, run up under a bed with your tail tucked between your legs. Like nobody's going to. Because the thing about it is, we have to see what type of balls you have before we give you the money. You might be selling wolf tickets. You might not tell everything. You might be as terrible as these other people, and you don't want to end up in a RICO case. So you might not even have nothing to say. Because like I said, I think she is a co-conspirator and a victim. I think she is a victim and a co-conspirator. She's been with these people, all of these disgusting people for 20 plus years. Since the age of 17, like you said. She knows Epstein. She knows all these damn people. And she has something to do with this stuff. And if she comes out, she could turn around, because you got to think about it. She's not going to get immunity automatically. She can get immunity, but she can only get immunity if what she says is worth getting immunity for. So she could turn around and get her payday, not get immunity, and put herself in a position where she can go to prison herself. So
I agree with everything you're saying.
You can't just be running around like, I'm gonna expose this whole thing. Ma'am, you can't expose this whole thing because you did some of the whole thing. So do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree with you. She is a co-conspirator. She was in those rooms. She was with those people. And so, yeah, she would need immunity.
It makes
But
her even a worse person for
I
asking
feel like
for
what
money.
motivates her the most is that she doesn't have access to her child as she did before.
This won't give her access to her child, though.
So here's the thing. Here's what's crazy. She's not asking for immunity. She's asking for money. See, if she really cared about these people, if she really cared about these victims or victims like her, she would say, hey, give me immunity. I'll tell everything. But no, she said, give me some money and I'll tell everything. So
if she's not asking for immunity, then maybe she's not a co-conspirator.
No, she is a co-conspirator. You can't not be a co-conspirator and be around these disgusting people for 20 years. It's almost impossible. She witnessed it all and didn't say anything. So Hearts Untouchable, thank you for being here also. What do you think?
Thank you. I agree with everything you say. I mean, I can't deny anything. Everything you say is the truth. And she's putting herself out there to be, if she wants this money, how's she going to set it up? And she's going to be tracked down. We're dealing with the president. I mean, I wouldn't do it. And if she cared about her child, it's a whole bad, it just looks shady.
Right. So it's like, if she wants custody of her child, doing this, keep her child away from her.
That's right.
Because now she's in danger.
That's right.
she's in danger now. So she doesn't need to be around her child, because if they do something to her, which, they did to Charlie Kirk, why would they want her child to be around that? Charlie Kirk wasn't around his child when he got unalived.
Right.
What are you talking about? His child was safe with the person that possibly unalived him, which is Erika Kirk. So you don't put the child with the person that is exposing everything, because if something happens to that person, now the child is going to be in a bad situation. So this ain't about her child either. I think this woman is just looking for attention. But Ram, go ahead. What do you think?
I totally agree. Everything you're saying, I can't argue with it at all. I agree.
Yeah.
She's putting the child in danger. They're all still communicating, those people. They're trying to figure out a way to get, if she's even still around.
Oh man, I want to come back. Ram, I wanted to see what you had to say too. I don't want you to think we're double teaming you. I want you to be heard too. So I just want her to. I just want to make sure she knows that her voice was being heard, and I didn't want her to feel like she was getting double teamed. But come back up here, Ram. I was asking you. I said, Ram, what do you think? But you're welcome to come back up here. But my point is this: I like to look at things objectively. And here she goes. And whenever a man is saying something that goes against a woman, it's always looked at as, oh, you hate women, you're against women, you're against victims. No, we have to look at the full conversation, But go ahead, Ram, you back.
Well, it's just that a lot of us women can relate to a lot of the things that she's going through, just the same way that men can relate to the part about being alienated from her child. And so a lot of us women can relate in regards to being in a relationship where we do feel trapped, where we were vulnerable, where we were young, where we were distanced from our family and our friends. Maybe not completely in a whole nother country. It's more severe in her case. And so the men that we have chosen out of us, some of the times do bring us into situations that put us in danger. And so now she's being humbled by spending all that time in jail. And then also she's being affected, she's being hurt by not having access to her child. Like you said, it's both of their son.
Child. Yeah.
So it's affecting her not to be able to be in the country where her child prefers to be. And that part is understandable because he's not native to her home country. So it's normal for him to not want to go and spend summers or spend 6 months over there because he's not native to that. And so she needs to be able to be in this country. And the part about him not marrying her or not facilitating the green card or the citizenship, that all gives him control. And I see that happen with a lot. My parents are immigrants. So I see this a lot in my community where a lot of people do get married in order to facilitate citizenship or a green card. And so that part of it seems to have been weaponized against her now that from what I understand, the man was having sexual relations with prostitutes while they were all in the same home.
Hey. We can't say certain things on YouTube. Just be careful. Just be careful.
Allegedly.
Don't say anything about sex at all because, I just don't want YouTube to mess with me. That's all. But go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. And so, I mean, I understand that there was a lot of things that were happening or could have been possibly happening in the, around her that she witnessed. Yes. But as far as being a co-conspirator, possible, but not necessarily.
So the thing about it is, everything you said, I agree with you, I totally understand. But when you go online and say this,
First Lady Melania Trump's bestie of 20 years, Amanda Ungaro, is unleashing holy hell on X, and with good reason. Here's how it started.
When you go out, if you're a victim, if you're scared, if you're worried, and you go and unleash holy hell on X about people, now people gonna be like, oh, what you got to say? And they like, oh, I ain't gonna say nothing unless you give me some money.
And I was in an
You don't
abusive
think that's kind of like, Right. You don't think that's kind of
You
like
don't
bad
think
faith? Right. You're a victim. You're abused. You know, your child is taken away from you. You witness all this trauma. He met you at 17, all this stuff. But now you going crazy on I'm gonna take all y'all down. Fuck all y'all. Like, who talks like that? That's a victim, is all I'm saying. And you
Who
can
talks
be
like
a
that?
you
Who
could be
talks like
you could
that
be an
is a
angry victim, huh?
yeah, who talks like that is a woman who was brought into this country as a minor, taken away from her. She decided, or they brought her in, away from her family, away from
Huh?
her parents. She got into this relationship, had a child, never got her green card, never got her citizenship. And now that
Mm-hmm.
she doesn't want to fall in line, how she has been obeying for so many years, now
Mm-hmm.
she's humbled, spending 4 months in jail or prison or wherever she was, and then deported and away from her child. Well, their child. I'm sorry, their child.
the thing
But we
is, when you
gotta
get out of an abusive relationship, you're in the most danger at that very beginning point. And when she's putting herself even further in danger for money, that's even worse.
yes. All of this for money is just it just sounds
When you've been in
like I
abusive,
said.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's like when you look at stuff like this, she's all on Twitter just going crazy. You waking stuff up. People like, oh, what happened? You know, like, tell us what happened. No.
You might
Wait,
need to
what?
be sniffed out.
Yeah, what do you mean you're not gonna tell us what happened? You starting mess, and now you're like, no, I ain't gonna tell y'all nothing. Huh? So it just seems disingenuous, and I don't want to take victimhood away from anybody. I'm just looking at this from an objective standpoint, and I'm like, you know, yes, you're a victim. Yes, you were, you know, whatever. You was
Melania's
on
from a different
Epstein's
country.
plane and all this other stuff, and you were besties with Melania Trump and all this stuff. Yeah,
You're
yeah, yeah,
dealing
yeah,
with
yeah.
billionaires and the most powerful man on earth. Not wise. Not
So it's
wise.
like, why don't you just stay quiet and just let the court work on getting your child back? Why you like for some people they think Twitter is court. Twitter isn't court. People want to just go on Twitter and just go crazy. That's not going to help you get your child back. That's not going to help you get your victimhood acknowledged. You do all that in the courts. You stay quiet and you let your lawyer speak for you. You ever heard whatever you say can be
it will be used in court.
Will be used against you in a court of law?
Yep.
So crashing out on Twitter is the opposite of what she's trying to do. So it's either talk and tell it all, or be quiet and let the court deal with it. Do you understand what I'm saying, Ram?
I get what you're saying. I probably understand that she's coming from an emotional place, as any woman would, when their child is not accessible to them.
What does that mean? Your child is not accessible. The child is with their father. What does that mean?
Well, the child is
You
not
get
accessible
emotional when
to
your
her.
child.
The child
Okay,
is not
but what is
accessible to her because the child, from what I understand, does
the
not
child
want
is
to be where she
16.
is.
The
Yes.
child is 16. See, you actually made it worse by saying he's 16. I'm thinking he's 8.
No,
If
he's
he's
16.
16, what do you need custody of a 16-year-old for? He needs to be with his daddy. What do you what?
Well,
He
I
took my
actually
child
feel
away
like
from me. He's 16.
I feel like we need both parents.
Wait. No, I was 16. Okay. I needed my daddy. Okay. A 16-year-old boy needs his daddy. He had his mama all his life. I need my daddy. I don't like my mama at the age of 16. I don't know if you know this, but most male and females do not like their mother when they're 16. All their hormones are racing. Nobody ain't not trying to listen to their mama. So he had his mama all his life. As a 16-year-old, I need to be with my daddy. Can I miss my mama? Yeah. But I don't need to be in my mother's custody if I'm 16.
And if he's that old, this may anger him.
Right. I left my household at 17. I left my mama at 17. I don't need my mama. I don't need to be in my mama's custody as a 16-year-old boy. Where's my dad? So no, you made it worse with your information. So thank you for enlightening me. Yeah, thank you for that. I'm not saying you did something wrong, but you made her Amanda's case even worse. Now she's like, I'm fighting for my child. He's 16. What are you talking about? Now she sounds like a nutcase. You took my child away from me. He needs to be with his father. What are you talking about? No boy wants to be with their mom at 16.
I don't think it's fair to alienate any parent at any age
while
they're a minor.
That's not the point.
He's gonna fight.
It made her look like she's a victim because you took my child away from me. He's almost an adult. You didn't take nothing. He lives in America with his father versus living in Brazil with his mother. And he's not from Brazil. He was born in America. Who the hell wants to live in Brazil as a 16-year-old boy?
Well, versus having both of his parents in the U.S. and being able to go back and forth.
Ram,
that's not an option now, though.
Ram, do you think I had both of my parents?
Well, I had both of my parents, and I still have both of my parents, and my children have both of their parents.
Wait. Do you think most people had both of their parents growing up?
I don't know. I know I did, and I know my kids do.
Most people don't. So it's okay to not have both of your parents. So let me tell you something. White, black, different races, most young people either did not have one of their parents or their parents divorced before they were 10 years old. Okay. I divorced my wife. So my kids dealt with the same thing. Nobody has both of their parents, or almost nobody. I would say 90% of 16-year-olds do not have full access to both of their parents at the age of 16. So welcome to life, little Ungaro person.
I don't believe that. I mean, maybe the statistic is more like 50%.
It's okay
50% of people don't have both of their parents, but I don't think it's 90.
It's not that it's not about agreeing or disagreeing. I'm letting you know that this woman is painting herself out to be a victim, and slowly she's not a victim, and she's using her child, which is almost an adult, to make it look like she's a victim. I thought she was a victim because I thought he was 8. She's not a victim if he's 16. Don't nobody want to be with a mama at the age of 16. And most people do not have full access, they're not in the same household with both of their parents at the age of 16. Most. Do you know your daddy? Can you call your daddy? Yeah. But you're not in the household with both of your parents at the age of 16. 90% of people.
I don't think it's 90%.
It doesn't matter.
I think it's more like 50. And then also
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It does matter.
It doesn't matter. The point is, this woman is not the type of victim that we are looking at her painting herself as. She keeps she took my child away from me. He's 16.
Initially, I felt bad for her,
but think about how when we see these 16-year-olds, young adults,
we gotta stop
committing all this stuff, and then we ask, well, where are the parents? Oh, well, Mr. Lazo doesn't think he needs his mom.
He has his parent, his father.
He doesn't want to go to a foreign country he's probably never even lived in. That'd be horrible.
He shouldn't have to go to a foreign country. He should have his mom in the United States.
But that's not possible right now.
And that's the whole point.
That's not the whole point. That's not the whole point. The point, you know what the point is, Ram? The point is she came online ready to expose PDF files and terrible people that have victimized hundreds of people for the last 20 years. Her son is not the point. That's the point. She's using her son to make a point. And her son, now being 16, that we know, has nothing to do with this. But she's using it in order to make her look like a victim. He took my son away from me. Like it's not his son, too. And don't nobody want to live in Brazil with their mama as a 16-year-old anyway.
He shouldn't have to. She should be in the United States.
Should.
And because she's not, that's how this all kicked off.
But why?
No, it's
Why
not.
should
No,
she?
it's not. It's the way this call kicked off is because she tried to get full custody of him. That's how this all kicked off.
She said she was going to blow everything away. I thought about
right. Exactly.
Like exposing everything.
Right.
That was the whole.
That's the point. She got online, putting all of us in her business.
I was all for it at first, and then heard this, and I was like,
"Yeah, man, this lady don't go on somewhere." Now, I'm not saying that she's not a victim, Ram. I'm saying she is a victim as well as a co-conspirator. She is part of the RICO case.
Yeah.
Unless she gets immunity.
I never thought.
So the only thing she needs to be asking for is freaking immunity and not all this goofy stuff. Give me some money.
Yeah.
No, you need immunity so you can do what you said you was going to do. You can do what you threatened that you was going to do, which is blow up this whole system. Get immunity and get protection from the government so you can say what you have to say. But no, she wants some money. Oh, my child, my toddler.
He doesn't speak a lick of Spanish, probably.
They don't speak Spanish in Brazil. They speak Portuguese.
Portuguese, whatever. He probably is. That's even less spoken.
That's word. You actually think a 16-year-old American boy wants to be out there trying to talk to Portuguese girls? Like
the dad sounds like an Italian name, and Italian and Spanish are kind of similar, so that's even worse.
He's better off with his dad. Most kids are 16-year-old boys are better off with their dads. Sorry, but most 16-year-old boys want to be with their dad.
That's probably what he chooses.
Right. He don't want to be with his mom. But of course, poor woman. Yes, I get it. Poor her. But stop adding your child to the poor woman. Nobody wants to be around her. She deserves to be in America, but all this other stuff, she needs to sit down. That's all I'm saying. So I'm not saying she's not a victim. I'm saying she's adding sauce on her victimhood. And I am not with any woman putting sauce on her victimhood. I am vehemently against women putting sauce and seasoning on their victimhood. I hate it.
Trust me. I was in a long time ago. You don't want to be around the situation once you're out of it.
Mm-hmm.
You want to.
Right. Because the thing about it is just like what you just said. You don't want to be around it. If you were abused, you don't
want money. You just want to stay. Yeah. No.
You want to be in Brazil away from all this stuff.
That's right. Relief finally.
Let him be over there. Y'all do what y'all do. I'm out of here. He's 16. He'll be all right. He's with his daddy. Go to Brazil and get out of here and be happy. But she ain't got no money in Brazil. She ain't got no money out there in Brazil. Your home country is in Brazil. It ain't like she's in some weird country that she's from Brazil. She got deported. It ain't like she's in prison. She was in jail for 4 months, which is bad. I get that. But you in your home country around your mama, your daddy, your cousin, your sister, everybody. Why are you a victim now? Go be with your family and be quiet. Or come back or scorch earth on all these PDF files. Pick one, but you can't have both. That's all I'm saying. She wants both. She wanted both ways. She
Not
want to be
gonna
a
happen.
victim and be in America, have custody of a 6-year-old boy that probably don't want to be around her ass, and everybody see her as I'm a little Easter egg bunny rabbit. I'm an Easter bunny. Oh my God, I'm an innocent little ferret. Oh my God, I'm a little mouse. No. Be a victim or be happy in Brazil where your family is.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What'd you say?
I said that turned quick from the I'm gonna blow all this out of to what can I get out of this?
Yeah. And it's her words on Twitter saying that. She called somebody an idiot. She said, for free, you idiot? I'm like, wow. She called a person that is advocating for victims an idiot.
Wow.
Ram, what do you think about that, Ram? She called somebody on Twitter that is advocating for victims an idiot.
Well, no, on that part, of course not. That's in poor taste. That was in poor taste.
So you understand what we're saying?
Oh, yeah, definitely. That was in poor taste because the victims definitely matter.
Yeah. Call that person an idiot. Oh, you think I'm gonna do it for free? Yeah. Like, what are you talking about? You know where all the bodies are buried. You're the only one that knows where the bodies are buried, and you don't want to say nothing because ain't nobody gave you some money.
Scared.
And all you want to do is want my child. Man, get this lady out of here.
Scared.
I don't know. I don't want to dismiss. I don't want to dismiss the whole child part. I just don't. I mean, I'm a mother. I have children, and I wouldn't want to be in another country away from my kids. And I don't care if they're only 16, or they're already 16.
What do you mean you don't care?
I'm saying that the age of 16, I still want to be able to be in the same country as my 16-year-old.
But
That's
you
what I'm
can't.
saying.
You don't have a visa. You can't. You don't have a visa. You can't.
That young man
as an adult,
angry.
Ram, as an adult woman, she's like 35 or something, maybe 40. You didn't know you need a visa to stay in this country? You didn't know you
legally
you need to legally be in this country? So when you say she should do this, no, she should have a legal visa.
Yeah,
she don't need her husband to do all that for her.
But she could have, and he didn't.
No, she didn't. She's an adult.
She rode along that train till
right.
Till it and then now she has to think of a way out of it.
Women want to ignore being adults on Thursday. Women want to be victims of everything Tuesday, but Thursday they want to be independent women, and I'm smart and I don't need no man, and I'm strong, but come Wednesday, I'm a victim. I don't have a visa. Oh my God, what do I do? This woman is 40 years old.
She's used to the billions of dollars.
Huh?
She's used to the billions of dollars.
Yeah.
She's used to them billions. She's used to them billions. I knew that wouldn't last though.
It just be crazy how Tuesday you're a strong, independent woman and you're smart and and then Thursday I'm a victim. Oh my God, my child.
20 years.
Shit is crazy. I'm sorry, I don't go for all that mess. I don't.
She could have been saving that money and made a plan and got out earlier. Yep.
She ain't had no exit plan. She don't have no stash of money and been with a man for 19 years.
Scared enough. Mm-hmm.
What in the world?
She wasn't scared enough to be. She could have been asking for her diamonds and been saving the money and got some fake ones and had millions.
Yes. There's so many ways, right?
Mm-hmm.
Look,
I can think of ways just like that. Yes.
Look, check this out.
You're broke.
Hold on. Let me read this chat. She says, I'm getting ready for Victim Wednesday. Ladies, Ladies, hold on. What day is it today? It's Tuesday. What day is
I
it?
can't feel sorry for a billionaire that was witnessing all this stuff. That
right.
It doesn't seem right when you start
She
thinking
was with
about
a
it.
billionaire, and she ain't got no money. She ain't stashed nothing. She ain't stole nothing.
That's
right,
not.
so
I mean,
it's Tuesday, ladies. Y'all ready for Victim Wednesday? Tomorrow, y'all get to be a victim. I'm a victim. My child. Oh my God, I'm a victim.
no, she's used to that lifestyle.
Oh my
She was in that
God,
lifestyle.
it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. But I'm sorry, I don't let women get away with stuff over here. I don't let men get away with stuff over here. I don't let Erika Kirk. I call Erika Kirk an idiot. I also
My
call
mom is a narcissist, so I know how it goes. So
yeah, but I also call Andrew Colbert an idiot. I call Blake Neff an idiot. I call all them folks at TP Turning Point USA an idiot. But guess what? When I say Erika Kirk is an idiot, like, oh, you called a woman an idiot. But I'm like, I called Andrew Colbert an idiot.
All of them. Mm-hmm.
I called Blake Neff an idiot. But all they heard was, you said something about Erika Kirk. You hate women. Why I can't call a woman an idiot if I call a man an idiot? What is this? What are we doing? Like, what? They all are idiots.
They all are idiots.
What are we talking about?
They were all in the same crew for the longest.
Right. They had something to do with unaliving Charlie Kirk, but just because she's a woman, she's not an idiot. What? They all are idiots. So I hold everybody accountable over here, men and women, cats and dogs. There's some dogs that are idiots. There's some cats that are idiots. I'm sorry. I'm not doing it. I am not doing it.
No.
Everybody gets the smoke over here. But Ram, all I'm saying is she's a victim and a co-conspirator.
Well, as far as you saying that she's a co-conspirator, like on what basis?
On everything she's seen and didn't talk about. Because when you see, when you witness a murder as an example, and if you don't tell nobody that you've seen a murderer and that person who murdered the person and you were in the room, you going to prison just like the person.
You're going
if you were in the car, if you were in a car with a group of people that robbed the bank, but you didn't rob the bank, you going to prison because you was in that car. So you go to prison.
Yes.
Or either you got to snitch on everybody.
Yeah, well, in that case, she does need immunity so she can, say whatever
that's what
she
she
needs
needs to be
say.
asking for instead of some money. That's all I'm saying. You will go to prison if you seen somebody, you was around somebody that committed a crime. Because you have the right as an American citizen. No, you have the obligation as an American citizen to see something and say something.
Yeah.
You are a co-conspirator. That's literally what conspiracy means.
Mm-hmm.
Conspiracy, co-conspirator, RICO.
All you gotta be is in the ride or in the car.
The C in RICO is conspiracy. And conspiracy means a group of people that knew something went down and didn't say anything. The C in
immunity.
RICO. Yes, she needs immunity.
And she needs some money too.
Yes. I guess, but
yeah, for her safety, for her security afterwards, for sure.
Okay. Hey, I'm not against her getting some money. I'm against her selling wolf tickets and mad that they didn't sell. Or that the wolf tickets did not gross her enough money. Stop selling wolf tickets and getting mad that you didn't get paid enough for your wolf tickets that you're trying to sell. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, it's not over. We got to wait and see what happens.
All this little mess right here, going crazy on Twitter, tweet after tweet after tweet after tweet after tweet after tweet. I'm gonna get her. These terrible people.
She called out Melania directly. She called Trump a PDF file and claimed that she had 20 years of dirt on them. Now those tweets, they're deleted. Wow. Why? Because corruption, justice, and victims have now seemed to have taken a backseat to, yep, you guessed it, money.
That's it. You guessed it, money. You got to pick.
Yeah.
You got to pick a struggle. You got to pick a struggle, ladies. If you've been victimized, I am here to give you acknowledgement and let you know that you did not deserve to be victimized. But if you were victimized, you have the obligation to call that person that victimized you out, because if you leave that person, they're going to turn around and victimize another person. And
well, you got to have a plan, because if you know that way that person is and you've been around them 20 years, you know what they're capable of. So first of all, you got to protect yourself and know what they're possibly going to do to you, and then set up what you're going to say about them that you know, so that you don't have to ask for money. Then you seem less credible.
But remember this, she's safe in Brazil. She's around her own family.
Right.
She's not even over here. So she's safe.
But she won't be when she asks for that money and she has to go to wherever it's tracked to, or wherever,
Yeah, I get it.
That point.
It's a slippery slope, but don't open your mouth unless you're ready to slide down the slippery slope. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Why she out here talking crazy?
Yeah.
And she's scared. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Be quiet or talk.
Yep.
You can't be quiet and talk at the same time. That's all I'm saying. Pick a struggle.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but Ram, thank you for enlightening me to the fact that she's not a victim, because her son is 16 years old. Because that's crazy. He's 16. He took me away from my child.
Go back.
Preteen. Man about to graduate from high school. He about to go to college. Talking about my child. Man about to go to college. What in the world? What are we doing?
All right. Well, thank you for having me on and voicing my opinion.
Yeah, no problem. And remember, like, that's why I like having these conversations, so we can all like share our perspectives. So your perspective is important.
Thank you.
Your perspective is also important, and my perspective is important. You know what I'm saying? And nobody's right or wrong. We just have perspectives. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, definitely.
All right. Well, thank y'all for being here.
Thank you.
No problem. And do you have anything else before you go?
Me?
Yeah. Do you have
No, I
anything?
love you, Mr. Let's Go. I agree with everything you're saying.
Okay. Well, thank you for being here, okay?
Thank you.
All right.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye. But yeah, y'all, some people may be like, oh, he's harsh. Well, I believe in holding up a standard for everybody, whether you're a man or a woman. We have the responsibility to use common sense. And like I said, I really have a problem with any human being that tries to put sauce on their victimhood, whether you're a man or a woman. If you're a victim, cool. Don't add seasoning to your victimhood. You start adding barbecue sauce to your victimhood, trying to make it sound good, taste good. You now are the enemy, because now you trying to get some extra something, extra attention, extra money. And I have a problem with that. That's all I'm saying. So, yeah, Ram, I think she is a really kind person. She has a good heart. I have a good heart too, you know, but yeah, her child is not a child. Her child's about to go to college. He's a preteen. I mean, he's a pre-adult. I'm sorry, not preteen. Hello, how do I get the card game, mom and daughter? Oh, the link is in the chat. The link is in it. I'll drop the link right now. So anybody who asked, the link is now in the chat. The link is under this video also. So you were able to comment in the comments, and you'll be able to see the blue link that is in the chat. And let me make sure the link works, because the link went down last night. So let me make sure the link works. Yes, the link works. The link works. So anybody looking to buy my mother-daughter card game, because Mother's Day is around the corner, hit the link that is in the chat, hit the link that is under this video, and buy your mother-daughter card game. And I also have a book called The Terrible Life of a Beautiful Woman. Buy my book also. So that was a great conversation. So thanks to the ladies that came up. I appreciate them. That was a great chance to just add clarity and share perspectives. I love sharing perspectives. So I am out of here, and hopefully y'all have a good rest of your day. And I'll be back most likely tomorrow.
Everybody hit the like button. 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 If you got something to say, drop it in the comments. Don't be acting afraid. What? Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. If you got something to say, drop it in the comments. Don't be acting afraid. Drop your city in the chat. Let me know you at. Drop your city in the chat. Let me know you at. Drop your city in the chat. Let me know you at. Drop your city. What? Drop your city in the chat. What? Drop your city. What? Drop your city in the chat. Drop your city in the chat.
This just in, a new way of healing is sweeping the country, and it's a card game called Like Mother, Like Daughter. This game is powerful.
My favorite question was, if you could parent me all over again, what would you change? This card game has a mother deck and a daughter deck, so we both have questions for each other.
These are some good questions.
Do you think I'm a people pleaser? If so, where did I get this trait from? This card game actually helped my marriage, and the questions showed me that I still had unresolved issues with my mom, and I was taking them out on my husband.
If you don't do anything else, buy this card game. You won't regret it. Click the link below.
Like another light thought, we are the same. You'll see when we play this game.
If you had one wish involving us, what would it be?
That we got along better.
Okay.
The day that you told me, like, I was so happy for you. My mindset toward you completely changed. I think after you had her, you realized, like, how hard it is to be a mom. And, like, when you look back at things that maybe, like, made you mad at me, you realize, like, okay, well, that is hard.
I just bought this mother-daughter card game because I came to the realization that my issues with my mom are not resolved, so I decided to do something about it. Just played this card game with my mom, and we both literally broke down crying. Here's the card game right here. Buy it. Every woman needs this. You won't regret it.
Blessed me and my mother with one of these decks, and I was asking her the questions while we were heading to the airport, and she was asking questions. And I like that there is something in there that really helps you to identify, how do you feel? How do you express this? What word could I use? Or et cetera, et cetera. And I don't want to get too much into it because I really think that you guys should check this out. Even in the half hour that we were asking these questions, it created such deeper discussions. I actually remember there was one question, and it was something along the lines of, did my mom ever experience grief that would have allowed her not to be as attentive? And then we started talking about, and that led to like a really cool conversation. And so it was good. And I like it because we were giggling in the car, like talking about these different stories, stuff around Christmas time. Oh, do you remember this? And it just allowed us to be very nostalgic and really take that road down memory lane. So that was, this game is really cool. So I definitely appreciate it. Guys, we're going to connect the link below if you're interested in getting the mother-daughter card game. It's literally like therapy in a box. You get to ask all the questions that you may not have even known that you need to ask, or the conversation you didn't know you needed to have. So,
and the coolest part of this particular card game is, in your situation, your mom lives somewhere else. There's a mother deck and there's a daughter deck. So she was able to bring the mother deck home with her, and you kept the daughter deck. So now y'all can play over the phone or online, right? So you can buy this card game, pull out mom's card game, and ship it to her if she lives in another state. Get your mother-daughter card game, y'all. Mother's Day is around the corner. And don't wait until the last minute to get your mother-daughter card game. I'm out.